Hi Metalheads, willkommen zu Metal Forever, Show Nummer 219 am 9.11.2021. Schön, dass ihr wieder dabei seid. Ja, heute wird es wieder grooviger Hardrock, würde ich sagen. Jawohl. Coole Jungs aus Dänemark. Jawohl. Timechild sind im Haus. Jetzt, ich sehe schon, 3 sind schon da. Mit 2 habe ich schon gesprochen. Passt perfekt. Wird heute mit Sicherheit ein sehr cooler Abend. Und heute fangen wir wieder an mit unseren Metal of the Day. Heute Grüße nach Berlin. Wer ist in Berlin? Unser Marky Randall. Genau. Unser Metalhead of the Day. Unser Ace of Spades Member Marky. Marky, danke für deinen Support. Danke, dass du dabei bist bei uns. Und jawohl, sehr cool. Freunde, lasst uns losrocken. Ich bin heiß. Ich brauche heute wieder Hardrock. Ich hoffe, euch geht's gut heute. Ihr habt auch Bock und seid wieder schön dabei, wieder sauber schreiben. Und los geht's. Heute eine Band, habe ich noch nie gespielt, zum allerersten Mal. Wir sind Casin und We Are One.
Creator of silence that hides in the dark.
We Are One, das war ein Kasin. Sehr, sehr cool. Natürlich auch auf meiner Liste. Da kommt noch etliches daher. Ich muss gleich mal was sagen. Heute war wieder mal ein Schlag. Also so viele Bookings, was heute reinkommen ist für das neue Jahr. Und sogar noch einer am 23.12., aber das kommt erst im Metal News Flash. Also bleibt dran heute. Nach unserem Interview kommt noch was heute schön durchgemischt. Auch für das zum Abschädeln wieder. Wie es der Marc immer sagt. Abschädeln gibt es auch noch was. Also bleibt dran. Wird ein cooler Abend. Holt euch eure Chips und holt euch von mir aus euren Quark und natürlich was zu trinken und los geht's. Und jetzt gibt's coolen Sound, Freunde, nämlich Timechild. Und hier, And Yet It Moves, ist der erste Song. And Yet It Moves, Timechild in the house. Greetings to Denmark. First of all, Daniel on the bass. Daniel, how are you doing?
Greetings from Denmark. Guten Tag.
Great.
Guten Abend.
Wow, German. I think people love it because
No ambition, no ambition.
Some of our fans don't speak English at all, so they listen to the music. But maybe you help us out. Martin, we had no time to check sound because he came in very late, but here is it. I hope the sound is okay. Martin.
Hi. How's the sound? Is it okay?
Perfect.
Ah,
Like your drums.
sehr schön.
Martin, we had no time to introduce ourselves, So I'm Richie, you're Martin, you're Timechild.
Yeah.
So one is missing. The face, the voice. Here is Anders.
Hello.
Greetings.
Greetings. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I requested this band actually, I must say, because I love it. But we have a lot, this show it's a lot mixed, We never know what band books the next day when I give the dates out. One day could be speed metal, death metal, doom metal, hard rock, and so it fits perfectly. And I love the sound of Timechild. This reminds me very much the 70s, early 80s style. Is this actually the first idea from Timechild? But we talk about Timechild later. I would say we have time. We are not on a run. You have time, right, Martin? You have time?
Yeah. No problem. All the
You
time
have
you
enough?
need, man.
Enough to drink? All right. Because we have another seven videos. In total, 8 from the new album. So we promoted the new album. Comes out on number 12, right?
That's right. 5 days, a little more.
Very
Hello.
excited. Very excited.
It's a great album.
3 days.
3
Soon.
days, yeah.
We're
Not-
also
not
pretty
5.
pleased with it ourselves, I must say.
So you have 5 fathers give birth to a new baby, and
Four.
but we will talk later.
Only 4
fathers.
fathers. Yeah,
Only
All right.
four
Yeah, let's include the producer.
of course.
Oh, of course. Okay. You're right, Richie.
So all right, how the show starts. Anders and Daniel, Martin, you not, because you came a bit late. But we want to know who is here. The fans, they are interactive. You see already they're writing, so they want to know who is here. What is this rock star with the long hair? But how everything starts. That this is actually the thing, and I know already something, and I must laugh already. But the humble beginning, how you guys started up. What is bring us back to the childhood? I will say I'll start with Daniel, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Daniel, what was your humble beginning? In Denmark, as a child, you learned bass, right, or guitar?
No. It started. It started much later in life. I was going in Denmark. We have these kind of. It's kind of a boarding school, but not quite. You also live there with mixed genders, and it's pretty much the extension of the normal folk school you go into in Denmark. And then I noticed that a lot of the girls were digging the guys that played music, so of course I thought, maybe they have something going on there, and I started playing guitar for half a year with the teacher, and then I couldn't have the teacher anymore, so I just I taught myself guitar through the most of my teens, skipping school a lot of days, just skipping school to play guitar all day. And then when I was around 22, I think, I wasn't really that good of a guitar player, I must admit, but I really wanted to be. And then a really awesome band I followed called Tainted Lady was putting up an advert that they're saying that we would like a bass player because we have all these things and all these plans, and we have a record deal and everything. And then I thought, okay, well, I guess I can play bass if I can play guitar, which I found out is not the same at all. So,
but confess.
Yeah,
Guitar was not the first. Guitar was not the first instrument.
Guitar was not the first. It was means there was a necessity. So I lied to them and told them, of course, I can play bass. And then they sent me some materials, and then I didn't hear from them for a couple of months, and I forgot all about it. And then all of a sudden,
Anders, he avoid the instrument.
yeah, and then a lot of the guys, they just called me up one evening and said, "Can you come tomorrow to the audition?" And I was like, "Well, okay." And then I went there, and I couldn't play very well bass at all. It sounded pretty terrible, and they had a lot of other great bass players. But we went to a bar afterwards, and they were like, "Okay, we really like you, and we think we can teach you how to play bass. We're most certain that we can teach you how to play bass." So
They
then
did a good job.
Yeah. So they yeah, well, then I
you impressed them with the drinking, and
I thought it was more the attitude, I would say, but yeah, I guess the drinking was pretty impressive too. And then it is. And then yeah, well, I quit my job. I moved to another part of Denmark, and then I quit the job and moved to there together with the guitar player, and then he taught me how to play bass and sing.
You quit the job. You couldn't play bass, but you quit the job. This is brave.
I quit the job I had in Copenhagen, and then I moved to Jutland. And then Will, he taught me how to play bass and how to sing, choir, backing vocals, and I toured with them and played and released 2 albums.
Which band was it? What band
Tainted
again?
Lady.
Tainted Lady.
And it's through that band that I met. I actually met Anders and Birk, the guitarist. So when we were playing concerts out, we usually run into those guys, and then of course, we partied together and had a lot of fun. But yeah, like for my part of bass playing, it was a necessity to start with, because I was among a lot of talented people, and I really just wanted to be a great musician. So I had to settle with the fact that they always need great bass players and great backup singers, and they can be cool too if you just own it. So yeah.
Martin, what is the humble beginning? How you became a drummer?
That's a long story, but I guess even when I was a little baby, my mom could see that there was something going on, because I would hit the pots and pans a lot and make a lot of noise. And then very early on, I just wanted to play the drums, and then I just kept on playing the rest of my life. But it's kind of a funny story how I ended up playing with the Timechild guys, because our producer, I made an album with him with a thrash metal band called Essence some time ago. Mm-hmm. We were actually on a German label, and then some time passed, and a lot of things happened, and I went to him one day and I said, "Søren, I'm looking for a band or something. Can you give me something?" And then a couple of months later, he said, "There's this artist. I want you to play something like 70s, like some 70s rock. Can you make a video for me?" So I made a cover of Burn, the old Deep Purple song, because I really love Deep Purple. And that was very lucky, very, very lucky, because then I think it was a year later, I didn't get that particular gig, which was with a special artist, but I still had the video. And Søren Andersen, he remembered me. And at that point, some of the other guys were in the studio, and they were looking for a drummer. And they saw, well, it started out like Søren said, "Maybe you should check out Martin." And then the other guys were like, "But isn't he a thrash metal drummer? He can't play rock, can he?" And then he ended up showing them that video I had made, which was very, very lucky. And that I actually have a secret passion for like old rock music.
So you have the passion. So for you was actually thrash was, you love thrash, but you also love this groovy 70s style.
Exactly. Ian Pace is one of my favorites. with all the snare technique and stuff like that. I really love that. So that was very lucky. And anybody who can right now, you can open a tab and you can write Burn and Martin Haumann, and you're gonna see what the rest of the Timechild guys saw and why they picked me. So I guess
that was so amazing.
I will go back on this. I remember this because Anders,
Yes.
you're the voice, and let's say also the face, and very smiley face. I like when people smile all the time. This is heartwarming. It's good for the girls, by the way. So
I'm a happy guy, yeah.
I'm happy guy. Anders, what was your? Daniel, he's not brave. He don't confess what the first instrument was. I know it because he told me before, but he avoid to say it. But you are brave now, right? You have a brave heart.
Totally. Yeah, definitely.
The humble beginning of Anders. Let us know how you start.
It all started out when I was maybe six years old. I started playing the flute in a symphony orchestra. Yeah. And I actually did that for 6 years, and I
6 years.
6 years. I became quite good actually, and I actually toured around Europe. I didn't tell you this before, but I did.
Really?
Back in the late '90s and early 2000s, and I played a lot of big concerts as a kid, all over.
Which group was this?
It was a children's symphony orchestra. From Bornholm in Denmark, but we had an old German actually conductor who was very old school Eastern German, so he had a very harsh way of doing things, but he was also a genius. So he made us all very good, and we played all over Europe. So that was the beginning.
Unbelievable. There's a career in playing flute. I thought this is a course. Now suddenly it's a opportunity. Holy shit!
But it's been 20 years, so yeah, it's been a long time. But then I got corrupted by rock and roll music, and then I just started playing guitar.
I didn't ask Daniel and Martin what was the first band actually. Daniel, short. What band really kicked you? I say, wow, that's it.
AC/DC.
Great.
AC/DC. Highway to Hell. The video on YouTube with Back in Black.
Bang.
Those two videos.
Martin, you?
Aerosmith, Eat the Rich.
Wow. Anders?
I would probably say Black Sabbath, the first one. Black Sabbath, the record. My dad's old vinyl that he bought when it came out back in 1970. He still has that, and I remember putting it on as a kid, and it was just so evil. That first song. It sounded like nothing I'd ever heard before, so that was kind of the way it started.
Well, you heard nothing before.
I heard classical music.
Yeah, you see?
Exactly.
You didn't hear it. But good, you start with Black Sabbath. It could be worse, Black Sabbath is a great start.
I think so.
And then is Timechild, is this your idea, Anders? From the sound you gave it to the guys, or this was actually a combination of all the guys that, hey, we do like this?
Oh yeah, definitely a combination. But we started out, the Birk, the other guitar player who's not here today, we started out a little more than 1.5 years ago, maybe a little more. We sat down together. We had both left our previous bands right around that time, and we just sat down and just talked. I had some demos I recorded. They actually sounded a lot different than what we ended up doing. But we sat down and just started talking stuff through, and then we decided that we wanted to just book the studio time. Before we hadn't even had Martin or Daniel join the band yet, but we just decided we're going to book a studio with Søren Andersen, who's a great Danish producer and guitar player.
We know him.
That's good.
Famous.
Yeah. And we're just going to book him, and then we kind of have that deadline. So we have to find some other guys, and we have to do a great record. And then we wrote a lot of songs, and Martin and Daniel joined along the way, and we started working on them in the rehearsal studio. And then we went into the studio and recorded it. So it was kind of, it started out to be a guy, and then it just evolved into what it is now.
So how old is the band now? 1.5 year old.
Yeah. We
For
started
this,
out,
for this, I must say, I have had bands here that work for 30 years that they have no videos, and you have already 1.5 year. You have an album done. You have great videos, and this is like you guys playing for 15 years together.
But Rich,
Amazing.
yeah, it's a culmination of we when we joined together, everyone had been at least not maybe the driving force in the band. They were like with all the practical stuff also, but a lot of us had been a part of the practical force in the band. So we all had like a lot of hands-on ingenuity, and were like pretty from the get-go knew, okay, all the mistakes we made in our previous bands, let's just
Let's avoid
outsource
this.
them and then do everything we know that works. But it's I have to give a lot of credit also to our guitar player who's missing in this interview today. He's also one of the really energetic character, and puts a lot of hours into also making sure always pushing. And,
You need a captain, to do this.
yeah, but we all a captain, but he's like the one who's really in a hurry, and then we others are the one that pulls him a little bit back, and then we all take the assignments we need to make sure that everything happens fast and smooth. So it's not all dependent on one person, but instead we're four characters who are all pushing at the same time. That's usually what I saw a lot of bands make the mistake, that not everyone is, piling in on the work.
So I feel sorry for some of our guys. There is no idea what we're talking about here because they don't speak English at all. Heli, drink a beer more.
Wir können probieren, Deutsch zu sprechen für Sie.
Aber es ist eine lange Jahr.
you can see it's not gonna work.
Not gonna happen. Sorry.
We had German in school, but it's been a while since I spoke German. So
I read today, so that's nothing to do with the band now, that the explanation for male and female, it's what a ass.
What?
What a ass. You understand?
I'm sure.
You see a woman. Oh, what a ass. When he's what a ass, asshole. Ass.
Ah, now I get it. What an ass. Okay, I get it.
That's the definition of male and female.
Yeah.
So this was only a little joke now, and yet it moves. To start now about the music. What is the story behind And Yet It Moves?
The song?
Yeah.
The lyrics, the title, And Yet It Moves is actually, according to the legend, the last words that Galileo Galilei, the old Italian philosopher and physicist, said when he was sentenced to life sentence for educating people in the heliocentric picture of the world. That he was kind of contradicting the church. They believed that the earth was the center of the universe, and he said it's not. He said it's just a little rock moving around the sun, and for that he was condemned and thrown to spend the rest of his life in prison. And when he did that, he said, "And yet it moves," talking, of course, about the earth moving around the sun. And it was very dangerous because a lot of people back in the 1600s were being burned for contradicting the church like that. So, of course, we're not talking about things happening in the 1600s, but I really like that idea. And I still think some of the same topics are going on today when we see this corona world we're living in right now, with people not believing the science and the whole Trumpism in America and all these things, where we have a very strong understanding of how everything is really put together now. But for some reason, a lot of people choose not to believe it. Back then, it was the church against science. Now it's some sort of online internet trolling against science, but it's still equally dangerous. So I think there was an interesting a likeness there.
Great explanation. I would say we play first the next song and then we talk about. Okay?
Cool.
So, and the next song is Where I Now Belong. That's the next song.
Everyone. Yeah.
Here we go. Powerful voice, my friend. Powerful sound. Are you sure you're not related to John Corabi? From the look and the voice from Matt Barlow. Yesterday was Matt Barlow in the house. No, I'd Earth and Ashes of Ares.
I can't say.
You know Matt Barlow? Same style of voice, and of course John Corabi.
Has he been
Great.
a postman in Bornholm?
Pardon?
I don't know if he visited my mother back in the day, but maybe.
John Corabi, this could be your brother, Same look, same hair.
Yeah, could be.
So, Mama, do I have a brother called John?
Not that I know of, no.
Guys,
Yes.
Where I Now Belong. What is the story behind this song?
It was actually the first song I wrote for the new band. Or said in another way, it was one of the only songs that survived. One of the only demos I did before I joined up with the other guys that actually survived all the way through. But I think when I wrote that riff on that groove, I wanted it to be really heavy, and I wanted it to be really thick sounding. Maybe to take it a little bit away from the other 70 retro bands, because we didn't really want to be like that. I don't think, of course, we are obviously inspired by a lot of bands from the 70s and 80s, but we didn't want to have the same sound as that. So we wanted a bit more raunchy and fat sounding than a lot of the 70s recordings were, because back then they had their limitations. So that was kind of the story behind the sound, and the lyrics, or the meaning behind the song Where I Now Belong is actually, I try to imagine a guy in prison thinking about his life choices. So it's kind of a guy sitting thinking about why he ended up where he ended up. And of course you can use that metaphor in a lot of different
So Where I Now Belong and Now I'm Fucked.
Exactly.
Because the choice.
Exactly.
Right.
That's one way of putting it.
In nice words to say, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange, you know. Some people, they have the choice, and they make the wrong choice in the wrong moment and fuck up the life. Then it must be horrible, you know, if you end up in the jail for life, for example, or I have actually a friend. He created brutal story. He was smuggling cocaine to Indonesia and was
sounds like
caught.
a hard profession.
You know, he was forced to do it. You know, this is the story from like a mafia guy. You know, and so they threatened him to kill him, and so he got death sentence in Indonesia by shooting. You know, and he paid his way out. And actually, I'm a supporter of this guy. You know, it's a great guy. You know, and now I really like him very much. And now maybe he's freed next year. Normally he had 17 years, but hopefully. But wrong choice, you know.
Exactly.
And then you are in the court, and there's a dead by a firing squad. You know, fuck. You know,
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's
a
a German.
A lot of the songs on this records are, you know, because we all, of course, love, you know, the old school bands. We don't try to hide that at all, but we want to try to make a new. What?
Why you should hide?
Exactly.
No. There's no reason to. There's no reason. We think they're awesome. We love them, but we also want to try to, you know, push things forward and make it cool and interesting again to play rock and metal, if you want to call it that also. And I've actually thought there was a review of us that put it pretty good. It's called New Classic Rock. I like that. So in Deutsch that would be Neuer Classic Rock. Classic rock.
How you record this
Thank
album?
you for that translation.
What is classic rock?
Yeah, he try hard.
Yeah,
Come on.
it's beautiful.
He give everything. Anders, how you record this album, in analog or in digital?
No, the recording is digital, but we tried to make it as alive as possible. So we actually played it live in studio. So we were all in the same room playing together, like they did in the old days. And then we don't want to do the analog thing because it's a lot of work,
Especially the editing.
And it's not cheap. So you have to be damn good if you wanna play on tape today. Because
did you actually record in analog already?
No,
because I did in the 80s, and I think you're not old enough to be in the recording studio.
No. But some people are still doing it because they want to be kind of do it like they did in the old days. But I think as long as you're using the modern tools in the right way, it's still all right. But they can be misused and overused. And I hate auto-tune, and I hate all that cutting and doing too much to the song afterwards. So we wanted to keep it pretty real, and we wanted it to sound like a band. So we were still playing it together in the studio live, and then we of course went in afterwards and did a few extra layers and corrections, but we still think we captured that band feeling.
I tell you, I hate this autotune. Nearly every voice in the new pop music, when it started, 5 seconds, I turn off. I cannot hear these fucking voices. There is no life inside this. This is like a robot voice.
Exactly.
And this is in your case, your sound, the whole band. This is one unit. And of course, I must say the voice sticks out. This is powerful. And the next song, actually, now we slow down a little bit. It's a great tune which started so slow and then get powerful. It's the song "The Bite of Frost," which is a great title. "The Bite of Frost." I love this. Who composed this song?
I started out writing a song that I wanted it to be that slow build, that's starting out totally atmospheric and flowing, and then just grow into more and more and more. But actually, we wrote the song and the demo was recorded, and then very close to the studio, we were just like, it's not that good. There's something weird about it, and we the whole second half of the song, the heavier half of the song was totally different. It was way more
thematic.
Yeah, and it just didn't work. So actually, we sat down and Daniel said, "What about this riff? This is heavy, and this could work." And then we were like, "Yeah, that's actually true." And then we changed the song right before the studio. When we went into the studio, Soren actually thought we were going to record the old version, and we said, "No, it's totally different now."
Yeah.
So.
But the funny thing about it was actually that when they showed me that particular song, I was like, man, it's good, but there's something in the middle that maybe lacks a little balls. And then when Soren our producer heard the new version we made, he was like, he had thought pretty much the same thing. It was like in the middle, it was a little too fine.
But imagine,
I remember we spent a lot of time because it kind of changes tempo gradually to get that feeling, and working on how we're going to do that, how we're going to make that transition sound cool, so it doesn't sound like two completely different songs.
Did you actually ask Martin, guys, is there actually a part for me also in the song? Because it starts very, very much without drum, and then of course.
Well, actually, so actually they wanted me to go pling pling a ling ling a lot, and I actually said no. Let's take, because sometimes when drummers don't know what to do, they just go pling a ling all the time. So we actually cut it back a little bit. I do a little bit, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna let you guys do it.
But
and
imagine if Freddie wouldn't resist to say, hey, I like this part and this part to Bohemian Rhapsody, which is now a classic. They always say, what the hell is this? Couldn't even play it on the radio. Imagine. But he was brave, in this time. Say, put this, opera, this, that. And
it worked.
So it worked.
Very well.
Definitely. On the way to the bank, they are smiling,
Yeah.
So The Bite of Frost. Here we go. And now something for our fans outside. Sit back and relax. Take off the seatbelt and enjoy a great piece of music. Here's The Bite of Frost. I had no idea that Ringo Starr's drum kit has such a powerful sound.
Go figure.
How comes that you play this originally, but Ringo Starr has only one stem tom, but you play Ringo Starr's set the drum, right?
Well, I borrowed that one.
For the video.
I play a lot of different drums, but we the ones we had in the studio were
Slingerland.
almost the same sound. But what did you say? Sorry.
Slingerland.
Yeah, that was a Slingerland. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw it and I said, "Oh, here we go." It's not
Yeah,
seen by hard rock bands very often. More like the oldie bands. Yeah, they're using the original Ringo Starr signature drum.
Exactly.
You know.
And for this album, it's more like a visual representation of the sound we're going for. That's
Yes.
so it fit perfectly to use that.
This,
kit.
yeah, of course. This is a masterpiece. The more I hear this song, the more I get get goosebumps. You know how it starts. You know, it's like symphonic, great. Only the missing is the flute, but
Of course.
there would be the space. Yeah.
Next time, I promise.
I must say thank you to Fernando from Mighty Music Target Group, which I found only 5 videos. I said, what the hell? Such a great band. I cannot find more videos. Then I search. And said, shit, there's not more. What I do? 5 is not enough. You know, I want a little bit more. You know? So I wrote Fernando, help me, please. I need more songs, you know, because at least 2. And Fernando, no problem. Zack, done. I chose 2 more songs. Now we can see the artwork actually, which is not bad at all. So people can see how the album actually looks.
Cool.
Right. The album called what name?
It's
And
called
yet it moves.
And It Moves.
And yet it moves.
Yeah.
And Yet
the
It
title
Moves.
song.
Yes. All right. I chose the song "Children of a Killing Sun." Oh,
Good
wait
choice.
a moment. Did we talk
choice.
about the Bite of Frost?
No,
The story?
we did. Yeah, a little.
Not the story, not that much, not about the lyrics at least. No.
Give a short explanation. What's
That's
about
actually-
the song?
That's actually a bit more simple. We talked about how we wanted to make that song build and grow and grow and grow, and I also wanted it to sound a bit natural-ish. I wanted it. The lyrics are actually pretty much just words describing the Scandinavian nature and landscape and the sense and feelings that I get from going into the landscapes here in the north. So it's actually like a description of the moods, I would say, that I get from nature. Especially a little bit more northern than Denmark. When I go, I spent the most of my childhood going on vacations in Norway. So that's kind of describing that landscape.
Sorry when I'm laughing, but Harald Altenhauer, he made a point, you know. He said, anders beim Reden, was something from Lars Ulrich, you know, from Metallica. You know, it is a Danish slang combined with the English, and this is true. Now I don't get it out of my head anymore, you know.
That's a classic accent. We are from the same neighborhood in Copenhagen almost, so maybe
Copenhagen,
maybe
yeah, exactly.
That's the reason.
Lars sounds like you, really.
He grew up just a little bit. He grew up just a mile north of where I live, so that could be the reason.
Did he call his son Miles?
Yeah, he
See,
did. The first one. Yeah.
right. But you never met him, right?
I have. Yes, I met
You
him.
did?
Yeah.
I have also met him. Yeah, quite.
Wow.
briefly.
Give him a call.
Nice
we have
guy.
so many.
We've met each other and said hello, and that was it.
He said, "Who the fuck are you?" No, but
yeah, it was more of that kind of.
we have many Metallica fans here, by the way, and I must say, mostly all bands. Now we have show number 219. Let's say 70%, they're influenced by Metallica. Then comes AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, the classic. But Metallica was a game changer for many, many. But never crossed your music, right?
Definitely.
Metallica.
My first band was all Metallica inspired. So I had like a few years of my life where I didn't listen to anything other than Metallica. So a big influence.
But I always ask the same question: the Metallica, the early stuff, the first 3 records, or after the Black Album?
Actually, I'm not that old. So the first record I actually heard, I borrowed a cassette tape at my local library because I was going on skiing vacation in Norway, and that was actually Load. So I didn't know any better. So the first Metallica I ever heard was Load, and then I was not very old back then, so I just listened to whatever was on. So then I came into Garage Incorporated and S&M before I actually heard the old records. So I actually had to adapt to the 80s Metallica because I have heard the 90s Metallica before that. So but today maybe I would choose some of the older records over.
I understand. I have youngsters here, It's
exactly. So,
this comes if you interview so many old guys, they're so much older than you. All right, let's go to Children of a Killing Sun. Listen to the track first, talk later. What do you say? Deal?
Yeah.
do it.
Good.
Deal.
And now you can see where is it? Here's the cover. It's great. It's have something really. Here is from the album. They're all from my album actually, but here's Children of a Killing Sun. be a shame if I couldn't play this song. I'm so thankful to Fernando to send me the album. So what the hell? This is fantastic. The sound, the drum sound here and the bass. Holy shit.
I agree.
I actually haven't heard that one for a
too.
while. It's really good.
You know, Anders, you're such a nice guy. You ask me here, Richie, can I comment to the listeners' comments? Of course. That's it.
But I don't know how to do it.
You can just talk
no.
to them.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to talk.
Peter Krause, klingt echt geil. That means it's klingt, it sounds really good, right?
It's awesome.
Geil is not horny. It's like fucking great, you know. It's amazing, you know.
But you shouldn't say wir sollen etwas geil haben. That's right. That's something else.
If you go to on tour in Germany, you know, there's a famous TV host called Stefan Raab, you know, and he taught Nicky Six and Tommy Lee. And very important, if you greet somebody on tour, and you know, German ladies, also you say "Fick dich."
Fuck you.
That's very.
That's Tommy Lee loved it, and Nicky Six. Oh, okay, "Fick dich," you know, it's cool, you know.
And it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
Look at that. You know, unless you see Daniel's face, is not red anymore.
No.
Can you guys hear me again? I had a little trouble with the power. Oh, sorry. Can
you know
hear
when?
me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. But yeah, I'm not red in the face anymore. I'm chilled down a little bit.
I gave him a new name because when he came, I said, "What's happened to you? You just came out of a Finnish sauna." He said, "Yes, actually, I was running." And then I gave him a name, Daniel Red Hot Chili Timechild. And then Anders had a blast. You know, say, "I know we're on the right spot. That's we're on the right. It's cool." You said you never did an interview like this, right?
Nope.
First time.
Not a live one. It's really.
You
nice.
like it? You like it? You feel comfortable?
Very comfortable. I want a beer. I kind of have
Yeah,
that.
yeah, me too. Yeah.
I was in the mood for that too. It's always great to have the opportunity to sit and talk about yourself.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
This could be me. You know, no, you know, we have our fan club. I must say, now comes the part. Of course, I ask you guys. I promote you. So we have two links. One is official from a target group, which belongs together with Mighty Music, our label, your label.
Yes.
So people can order the new album there, right?
Yes.
And merchandise like shirts and stuff like this. You have also in a different link, and on Facebook, of course. So Timechild official is your Facebook name, right?
Yes.
So check out the guys. Support the underground. Support what the underground. They're ready. But 1.5 years, you know, it's amazing. This sounds so perfectly produced. It sounds rich, you know. It's not irgendwie, how I can say, irgendwie now I mix it with German.
So Anna's voice really came out beautiful in this production. There was something about Søren Andersen. He was really good at capturing Anna's voice in this production, and the same with the drums. We spent a lot of time to get an organic sound and actually capturing how I play it instead of, you know, putting it through a machine or putting samples on top of it. And so we get the organic, but we also get a certain power in the mix, which is I think it's kind of unique.
Well, Anders, how Søren produced you? He recorded you many times, and until he got the feeling, or was it sometimes first take or?
It was both. Yeah. Sometimes we did it almost first take, and sometimes it needed some more takes. But it was actually pretty easy working with him. He's a very nice guy, a very comfortable guy to work with, and and he just knows how to bring out the right character in a singer, I think, because all the guys he produces sound great in the studio. He's really good at getting the best out of the singers. And of course, it's a very good studio, so they have some nice gear as well, some stuff that you not usually get to play with, some very nice vocal microphones and stuff. So that's also a part of it, but I think a lot of it is actually just his experience in working with singers like me that had some of the same tonal things going on. He had just produced 2 records for Jesper Binzer from Disneyland After Dark, DAD. There's a big Danish band, the biggest Danish rock band outside of maybe Volbeat and 25% of Metallica, but a really big band. And he has kind of some of the same things in his voice. We have this rasp, and then and that needs to be tamed in the right way, because if you don't do that, it's going to be a little bit harsh sounding. And he did that so well. So it was just actually after the first song we did together, it was kind of just smooth sailings after that.
Killing of a Children of a Killing Sun. What's the story behind the song?
That was actually the first song that we recorded, and that we did that Birk and I wrote together when we started out the band. That was the first song we wrote from scratch. We didn't have any of these ideas before, so that was kind of like a defining song for us. That kind of helped us find our sound, and the title "Children of a Killing Sun" is one of my thoughts about how everything is gonna end at some point. Even the Earth, the sun will swallow the whole solar system at some point. So maybe that's a little bit too big and fluffy, but I think it's an interesting thought that nothing is forever in this universe. So maybe we're not that important after all.
I love it.
Have a good time.
Very dark.
That's right. That's right. Don't be too negative.
Exactly.
All right. This was a good explanation. Let's go to the next song. We do the same again. Listen to the song first and then talk what's going on. Haze After Dawn. Or you want to tell us now? Haze After Dawn?
It's up to you.
Let's play. And then
let's hear some music.
Let's hear some music. Then let's rock.
Of the dawn.
Wow, now you're on this side.
I don't know what happened. I moved.
You have somebody above you.
And yet he moves.
And yet he moves. Daniel moved out and he came back.
Yeah.
He was gone a little bit.
Oh, no.
Great track as well. Powerful.
Groovy.
Yeah, we wanted to
Groovy.
put some percussion in this one. So there's a little bit of shakers and a lot of stuff going on. It was kind of like drumming wise, it was inspired a lot by John Bonham, his groovy style for me. So that was kind of when I heard the track first time, I was like, that's
a lot of shaking going on.
Yeah, exactly. They had made such cool riffs that it kind of needed.
I didn't ask you what drummer influenced you. Was it John Bonham or was it completely different before? Because he was a jazz drummer. Thrash drummer.
Yeah. Well, a lot of those thrash drummers, like Gene Hoglan, is a big one. Gene Hoglan from Death. People like that. So maybe like some obscure metal drummers like Horg from Immortal and all those guys up in Norway. But then when it comes to rock, I really love Ian Pace. So if I had to pick,
of course, you mentioned before Ian Pace. Yes,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I want to ask your opinion because I never get it. Why Lars Ulrich is so bashed all the time? Say bad drumming. I think it's a great drummer. If I listen to stuff in how long he plays this, 40 years now, exactly 40 years since 81, right?
Yeah.
So how people can say he can't play drums when you listen even live, he's great. What is your opinion about this?
Well, I think people are looking a lot at the technical side, or if he makes a little mistake live, stuff like that. I think that's what people mean. And but from my perspective, I think you have to say that he. The thing that's great about him that he you can feel that he's also a composer in the way that he picks what he's gonna drum and in the way he drums. Some of the choices that he makes, like for example, in if we just take their big ballad, now I forget it. What's the name?
Nothing Else Matters.
Nothing Else Matters. For example, the drums there, the way they go, like na 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 dum gong gong gong. That is, it's very simple, but I would never do that, and it's a very creative choice to do something like that. And it's just stuff like things like that.
Well, don't forget Bob Rock as a producer as well. He was as involved in this.
That helps.
This helps a lot.
But
as
I
a
would
very
say,
creative guy.
From a non-drummer's perspective, a guy that can't play the drums at all, I think it's very easy to hear when Lars is playing. If you play a track, you can almost certainly say that that's Lars, and that's to me very, very rare, because normally when you hear a good singer or a guitar player who has a characteristic way of playing or a tone, you can normally hear, yeah, that's that guy. But drummers, that's difficult. It's difficult to get your own sound as a drummer, and you can say maybe Lars is not the most technical drummer in the world, but he is, but he's certainly a very unique one, and that's maybe even more difficult to achieve. And he did pretty good. So,
absolutely. And I saw a documentary about a week ago or 2 weeks ago when a fan, he's autistic, and his dream is he want to meet Lars Ulrich, and they follow him with a mobile home in the USA, and then they made it happen, and then they met him actually backstage, and Lars was the nicest guy you can imagine. It was great documentary. You must check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, will do.
I forgot the name, but it's a story about an authentic guy who lives in his own world, but he loves Metallica, and but his dream is he want to meet Lars Ulrich. But he's a very, a great documentary, and you don't know, they're made happen or they're called as management and say, okay, first no, but then yes, okay, because they're in an arena, and then in the end he's backstage. You can see how it goes backstage. Great story. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Will do.
Right. Haze of the Dawn. I don't want to speak with a short explanation, but only our people outside, they're not everybody understands English, so it's for them it's hard,
Of course.
But they have passion, and especially Heli, he only understands train station at the Bahnhof. That's what he understands.
What's his name?
Heli.
Hi, Heli.
Oh, Heli.
Guten Abend.
Guten Abend, Heli.
Heli, sag das mal. 15 seconds of fame goes to Heli. All right. So, Haze of the Dawn. What is the story about this song?
That's actually a bit more of my views on religion, maybe, or spirituality, about how I'm not a religious guy, but I'm also not somebody who's telling other people what to think. But it's a song about how I think that maybe I am a bit of an atheist. But now that I'm thinking about it, but it's a song about Haze of the Dawn. With that I mean that many of those ideas that are written down in the religious books are made from a good place. I think they come from a good place, but most times they are not used in the right way. And Haze of the Dawn are about how you suddenly wake up and everything is not like how you wanted it to be. You can't really find your way anymore. So that's
get it. Who is responsible for the videos?
We had two different guys work on them. The videos with us in them. That's one of my old friends from my childhood, called Jacob Harris. And the videos with the lyric videos. That's actually something we just had done from a guy from Pakistan, I think. But he's pretty good. So it's two different people doing those.
Corona made it happen that people are they cannot meet, or they couldn't meet last year, for example. So they came up with these lyric videos much more now. You can see when it started, and actually you don't need so brutal, powerful and expensive videos, because in the end of the day, the music counts,
Exactly.
and your video supports the sound. Especially when I played Children of the Killing Sun, I was happy actually there's no video, because you can listen. You look at this cover, and you listen to the music. So this is the first time, I must say, I really was happy there was no video actually, because you are so in the music, and the next one is exactly the same. And lucky me, I came up with the idea to write to Fernando, and he sent, so Fernando, if you watch this now, thank you, my friend. Well done. Very good support, I must say. It's a great guy. You have a good guy who supports you, supports the band.
Very nice.
Last Frontier, same story. And during the song, I kept myself a coffee. What do you have to drink? I have one sip coffee. Cheers.
Cheers,
my friend.
I'm all out of beer, so yeah.
I'm gonna get something new here.
All right. So I need another coffee.
What are people drinking out there? Can you all write what you're drinking? We'd like to hear it.
Beer. The Germans drinking beer.
What brand?
Yeah, but also in Germany, you have so many different kind of beers. You're so lucky and fortunate in that country. I love it.
Also, Fans da draußen, jetzt schreibt mal jeder, welche Sorte Bier ihr jetzt gerade sauft. Und da können Sie jetzt, die Jungs können mitlesen. Now I tell them, right now, what kind of beer or what you drink, and then you see, aha, tak.
Water. Peter Krause.
Prost.
Water, Peter Krause. Yeah, it's but
Kein
Heli.
Wasser. Kein Wasser, Heli.
Ja. Also der Heli, der sauft Bier, 100%. Black beer from brewery in the north. Dirty Becker. Okay, we go.
Carola is getting some red wine on. Nice.
Ooh.
Looks good.
Red wine. Yeah, you see there. Somebody here they enjoy the sound, and they have a nice sip. And so, oh, what a great music! What a great evening! I'm very happy I have you on the show. Really, it's a pleasure. Another funny band. I like bands. They're not so seriously. I like By the way, let's do, because we are just in a good mood now. Let's do a quick screenshot. Give us some fucking metal attitude or something.
Smiles.
You are on the girls shirt now. Okay, give me some horns or something, or and make some metal.
I'm not doing metal that much.
Then you're in the wrong band. One more time. And action, attitude. I think, who said metal? Anders, was it you or was it Daniel? Who doesn't too much metal? You're out of the band. Done.
Yeah.
So guys, it's only you now. So guys, Last Frontier. I played the track first. I want, after the interview, you say, I had a fucking great time with this motherfucker in the Philippines. What is this here now? Here we go. We talked about later.
Let's hear later. Yeah, let's hear
it. Last Frontier from a new album.
Born in the shadows of the flickering
Holy fuck. Love it. Power.
That's the energetic one, yeah.
Yes. Where goes, this is a new band, 1.5 year old, holy shit, sounds like you play together for forever, This is very, very, very cool.
Good to
I
hear.
love it. What is the story, Last Frontier?
I think on this song, we wanted to make a song that had a lot of energy. Because some of our songs, they're a bit heavy and bit laid back in the groove, and we wanted to have one that was just out all up. just keep the tempo up and keep a good strong beat going. So that was that one, and we wanted to be really based around some cool riffs and some cool runs, and I think we achieved it. I like it.
What is live now? I guess you had no chance to support the album comes out after in 3 days, so no problem. So is there a chance to see you guys live?
Yeah, we played quite a lot in Denmark this year. Actually, we've been fortunate to get a lot of gigs, even though it's been hard, of course, because of Corona and stuff. But as soon as hopefully this will all be okay soon, so we can go. We definitely want to go to Germany because, of course, you have a lot of great rock and metal fans down there.
Absolutely, the best.
Exactly, I totally agree. And that's a big priority for us. But of course, it's not easy right now because of the virus. So we're trying all we can. But as soon as possible, we're gonna go to Germany. That's the next big step for us is going down south.
You have some reasons to go. Augustina, König Ludwig Dunkel, Moser Lieselhels, that's beers.
Oh, okay.
That's beers, and
Great
we have
reason.
the best beer in the world.
I know. I love it.
There is no doubt about it. We have one more song. And I told you, 1 of our roundabout. It's the interview. Here we go. The last one is This Too Will Pass.
Yes.
The song. This is the kick out song, because before this, I say thank you and good night to you. And I really appreciate your time. And thanks. Give my regards to your great guitar player, who is unfortunately not here today. What is his name?
Birk.
Birk.
Yeah. And we will. Thank you so much as well. It's been great. A lot of fun.
Last, you have to explain the song This Too Will Pass.
Yeah, This Too Will Pass is actually an old Persian saying. And of course, it can be interpreted in two different ways. And I like that, because This Too Will Pass is of course talking about how everything will have an end at some point. And you can choose to interpret that like, then it doesn't matter. If we're all gonna die, why are we even trying? Or you can use to interpret it the other way, that if everything is going to go away, maybe you should just try to make the most of it, and try to really find your own happiness. So I like that thing, and I think it's a kind of good way of explaining what we are doing.
You know what the Filipinos have to say here?
No.
Die today, die tomorrow, same die.
Okay, yeah.
That's almost the same. That's the next song. I'm gonna write that.
Yeah, we're gonna have that. Die today, die tomorrow, same die. That would be a great album.
That could actually be a Sepultura song or something. That I can hear them say that.
Yeah.
Die today, die tomorrow, same die.
And actually, like Sepultura, we started with the drum intro on this one.
Yeah.
The other guys were like, we have to have a drum intro on this. And then we were sitting, and I played everything, and then we ended up with the most crazy thing where it just starts, and we usually start the concert with this song as well when we play live.
Great band, very friendly band. I like these smiling faces. Danish always smiling. It's the kind of name, I must say. I never had a bad experience with this. They are cool guys. I love it. and you love music, and especially what I love is when the younger generation of musicians going back to the old sound, and give them something. I tell you what, if you, Anders, if you sang in the 70s with this voice, you would be a multimillionaire.
Damn it.
Damn. Time machine.
Yeah. I hope we can find it somewhere.
All right, guys, here we go. Thank you so much.
Goodbye,
it was a
everyone.
pleasure and honor.
You too.
And
Thank
good
you
luck
very much. Thank you to
for
all
the
the
release
fans
on the
out there.
12th.
Ja, Carola,
Ihr da draußen,
Heavy, Peter,
holt
Michael.
euch. Ja,
Peter
greet
Krause.
this. That's
Michael
great,
Baumer.
guys. This is our fan club. They are all from a fan club. It's the best. That's why, please help us out and give us a little fan package, something signed stuff. These guys, they can win this stuff, They really appreciate this.
We will.
Great.
Use the underpants and stuff like that.
Condoms, exercise.
Exactly.
Not Martin small ones, but Daniel, Martin, Anders, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. And good luck for the release. And thanks again to Mighty Music to set up everything perfectly. Thanks.
Have a good night.
Cheers. Here's last song, Timechild, and this too will pass. Cheers, friends.
Cheers.
Through it all, now I found a peace at last. The lights will drown and the leaves will fall. Let it be, 'cause the writing's on the wall. Against the wind, hear the winter cry. I leave the ground as I reach for the sky.
Jawohl, das waren sie. Timechild. Sehr, sehr coole Band. Haben richtig Spaß gemacht. Ich mag freundliche Leute, muss ich sagen. Ganz toll. Geiler Sound auch. Leck mich am Arsch. So, machen wir weiter. Wir sind in der Aftershow-Party. Und heute habe ich gleich ein paar Songs ausgesucht. Mehr als normal. Also, heute könnt ihr euch freuen. Holt ihr noch was zu trinken. Heute gibt es noch einen Knaller nach dem anderen. Jetzt gibt es eine Band, auch zum ersten Mal gespielt. Und auch meine Fühler ausgestreckt. Mal schauen, was passiert. Hier sind Tarkon Fist heißen die. Metal Detector. Richtig geil.
How many metalheads are important today? Good, the next song is for all for you. This is Metal Detector.
Are you ready with your sense in the air? Hi!
Das ist genau mal wieder. Wahnsinn, eine Röhre, ne? So geil. Und ein Frontman vor dem Herrn. Super geil. Tarkon Fist, die müssen wir holen. Die brauchen wir. Jawohl. Und es gibt wieder ein Metal Newsflash. Unser Tom hat wieder zugeschlagen. Und was hat er da hergebracht? Schauen wir mal. Der Tom hat die französischen Existence aufgetrieben und super geil, habe ich da gesehen gehabt. In Kam mit dem Metal Mortal zusammen, Riot 5 und Primal 4 und die haben mich wirklich umgehauen. Geile Band. Die haben jetzt am 29.10. das Album rausgebracht und ja, die werden es gerne promoten, aber gedacht, scheiße. Wenn hätte ich nur einen Tag, da haben wir jetzt noch keinen gehabt für das Metal Wunschkonzert am 23.12. Wenn sie wollen, können sie den haben. Und zack, und haben es gleich zugeschlagen. Am 23.12. kommen Existence. Und hier ist Breaking the Rock. Und danke, Tom. You rock. Existence, jawohl. Breaking the Rock. Und ich sag's euch, ich war genau in der ersten Reihe gestanden. Der Wahnsinn. Ein Dampf ist da runtergegangen. Super geil. Super, super geil, Jungs. Freue mich drauf. So, sind Sie bestätigt am 23.12. Danke, lieber Tom. So, und der nächste Song widme ich heute mal unserer Old Lady of Heavy Metal, unserer Gisela. Nämlich, ich lese euch eure Kommentare und was ihr so schreibt und so. Und eine Band hat sie angetan, ihr Ohrwurm oder ihr Hymne. Eine Band, die auch kommt im Dezember, nämlich Ravager. Und zwar Alarm Clock Terror, speziell für dich, liebe Gisela.
Wow!
Jawohl. Holy fuck. Das war ein Ravager Alarm Clock Terror. Am 28.12. bei uns in der Sendung. Wunderbar. So, und jetzt kommt ein Video. Die Band, also habe ich auch noch nie gespielt. Und ich liebe ja, wenn sich die Musiker nicht so ernst nehmen, wenn da ein bisschen Humor dabei ist. Und das ist, geht auch ab wie Sau und macht Spaß zuzuschauen. Und das Beste ist fast zum Schluss. Also viel Spaß mit The Damned Things. Und der Bassist kommt mir irgendwie bekannt vor. Könnt ihr mal schreiben, wie das ist. Und der Song Cells. Hier ist The Damned Things.
got that, right?
Oh, did you want to record that one? I thought that was a rehearsal.
Did you do the mics?
No.
You didn't plug in the mics?
No.
Oh, all right, yeah, it's fine. We'll get it later.
Natürlich nicht der Bass, sondern der Gitarrist. Ich darf Depp zu mir sagen. Offiziell. Scott Ian von Anthrax, natürlich. Den kennen wir doch. Die metallische Ziege. So, was geht denn weiter? Oh, was Ruhiges. Ein Hosendelwetzer. Weil, die Leute haben sich ja schon beschwert, es ist zu hart. Aber na gut, dann machen wir es halt weicher. Okay? Und da habe ich so eine Kapelle gefunden, die wo also wirklich so Streichermusik machen, also wirklich Hosendelwetzer und so. Für so, ihr wisst ja, wenn ich so komme, dann kommt irgendwas genau das Gegenteil, genau das passiert auch. Nämlich eine Band, selten gespielt, aber gerne gehört, wir sind Onslaught, Bow Down, der Clowns. Genau, wir sind Onslaught.
deleted every way. White face, fake painted smile, wanted to pretend. Justifying all around and darkness world descends. We only see what they want us to. We only read what they want us to read. We only hear what they want us to. They wanna make us bleed. Bow down to the ground. When the suckers come to town, bow down to the ground. Watch the puppets dance and drown. Who's burning the ground? Pulling strings, we all fall down. Bow down to the ground. For the greatest show in town. Stand up for the star attraction, a gun full of breaks. Walking through a ring of fire, and that pretender speaks. Heads up, swinging candy lights, they become close friends. Step up to a carousel, the magic never ends. We only see what they want us to. We only read what they want us to read. We only hear what they want us to. They wanna make us bleed. Bow down to the ground. When the suckers come to town, bow down to the ground. Watch the puppets dance and drown. Who's burning the ground? Pulling strings, we all fall down. Bow down to the ground. For the greatest show in town.
Tja, ich kann mir vorstellen, wenn der Helly jetzt nach diesem Rhythmus jetzt zum Brunzen geht, dass bei ihm in der Klo ausschaut wie am Oktoberfest. Voll brunst alles. Ja? Durchgeschüttelt. So, Freunde, vorletzter Song. Und es ist aufgefallen, weil wir überhaupt keine Frauen gehabt haben. Das ist eine richtig frauenfeindliche Sendung heute. Nein, jetzt gehen wir meine Lieblings-Metal-Schnuckis, die wirklich lieber ausschauen. Also die gefallen mir, die machen einen guten Sound und richtig schön deftig. Hier sind Burning Witches mit einem geilen Nein-Song, und zwar Hexenhammer. Burning Witches. Vorletzter Song. Saugeil. Also die müssten wir auch mal in einem Bild kommen. Super. Burning Witches, ich habe noch nichts von denen Schlechtes gehört. Jeder Song, was ich jetzt Video, ist ein Hammer. Knaller und auch schon dann natürlich, was soll ich sagen? Tja, so, und von schönen Frauen kommen wir zu schönen Männern. Jetzt haben die Frauen wieder was zum Sappern. Nämlich die letzten heute Abend sind auch die morgen kommen. Nämlich endlich hat es geklappt, 20 Dark 7 außen Ländle. Auf die freue ich mich schon lange und endlich hat es geklappt. Da hat der Micha von Black and Damned angerufen und zack war das Ding in der Tüte. Super geil. So, mit 20 Dark 7 verabschiede ich mich für heute. Danke, dass ihr dabei wart und danke für die Kommentare wieder und ich hoffe, ihr habt Spaß gehabt und lasst ein Like da, abonniert den Kanal, falls ihr nicht habt ihr wahrscheinlich eh. Und alle, die neu draußen sind, einfach mal den Kanal abonnieren, die Glocke bedienen und damit der Schuh draus und der Algorithmus, wie es immer unser Griff sagt, unser Henker, liken. Immer wenn es rausgeht, nochmal liken, falls ihr nicht geliked habt, das haut uns nach oben dann in der Rangliste. Okay? So, Freunde, mit Shotgun Hard, so ein Song von 2014, verabschieden wir uns und morgen gibt es dann das volle Programm von 20 Dark 7 inklusive vom neuen Album. So, Freunde, bis morgen, 20 Uhr. Ich zähle auf euch. Gute Nacht, bleibt's geil. Metal is forever. 20 Dark 7. Shotgun Hard. Servus.
Thank you.